Dolan his last card in hand, his Stubborn Denial, which Lussier does know. And he'll have to play accordingly.
This was the worst case scenario for Griffin.
Absolutely.
I think that if he suspected that Whisperwood Elemental was a card that Brian could produce, he would not have tapped out last turn for Dragon Lord Ojutai.
Well, here's Hero's Downfall. It's going to go after Whisperwood Elemental. Just going to sacrifice there. Interesting to see him not even try to fight with Stubborn Denial.
I wonder if that means that the manifest creature is something substantial.
Okay.
That play makes sense if there's something big down there.
Okay, that play makes sense then.
Because, you know, Brian knows that Griffin knows about the Stubborn Denial, so he's picking that fight that turn because he assumes that he can win it. What Brian now has done is said, all right, well, you've burned off 2 mana that you can't use this turn, most likely. A turn where you were anticipating being able to counterspell something, and now you have to slug through the Stubborn Denial again next turn.
There's Ultimate Price. There's a Stubborn Denial finally. I think we'll finally see the Slumgar Scorn here. So Griffin gets to win this. Now, we don't know what that manifest creature is. That's the big question. But the card in Brian Dolan's hand, this is the one that Griffin does not know about, is another copy of Whisperwood Elemental.
And that's going to put Griffin back into the same jam. And I don't think he has an answer in his hand right now. It looks like his hand is Crux of Fate, Dig Through Time, and Slumgar.
Yeah.
So this is a couple turns down a row where it looked like, if you're in Griffin's seat, it looks like you're about to lock up the game. And Brian just keeps on cranking out these cards that are the worst case scenario for you.
And he's just done it again. And there's another Whisperwood Elemental. Trigger Manifest. Well, decisions here for Lussier. What to take?
And with Griffin's hand being as expensive as it is and having missed some early land drops, on these Dig Through Time so far, the first one and possibly this one as well, he's been compelled to take a spell and a land as opposed to 2 spells. And that's not what you want to be doing with Dig Through Time. You want to make your land drops and then get a Dissolve and an Ultimate Price and bury your opponent that way. Instead, Griffin's been forced to take 1 spell and a land, and Brian's Whisperwood Elementals are allowing him to overpower the 1 spell Griffin has gotten up to this point.
Here's 5 mana. Crux of Fate. I bet he's going to select to destroy all non-dragons, which is actually a really good combo in this situation. There are the manifest creatures. It was a Courser and a Wild Slash. So Crux of Fate actually looking really good in this situation.
And now the Foul Tongue Invocation is great here for Griffin as well. It takes care of the last creature. It allows him to gain 3, which pushes him out of Critter's Claws range now that there's no 4-power creature in play. So this is a very good setup.
Yeah, since it's be a pretty good turn. Ojutai going to come across. Disdainful Stroke might be the selection. It looks like it is.
Yeah, I like taking Disdainful Stroke here. At this point, the cards Griffin's got to be worried about are really expensive haste creatures or Critter's Claws.
There's Foul Tongue Invocation. Let's see what this manifest was. It was Critter's Claws. There you go. And if that wasn't the card that was on Lussier's radar before, it certainly is now.
Yep.
There'll be some life gain there from the Foul Tongue Invocation. And we head back Brian's way. Well,
I mean, Brian is not out of it.
He is making this hard.
This game looked like Griffin was going to very easily win. And it's just every turn, it's, yep, that's really bad. Yep, that's really bad. I think he may be unable to beat a blocker plus a
Disdainful Stroke
at this point.
Yeah.
But Griffin's also got to be careful here because he's got to make sure that he can get enough cards out of his hand to make sure that he doesn't die to the monstrosity trigger from the Stormbreath Dragon. One of the cards in his hand is a counterspell. Another one is a Thought Seize, which doesn't really help for these purposes.
Yep. We'll take a look at Dragon Lord Ojutai. We'll see if this is a trigger that you actually have to do. Just combat damage to the player. Yep, you look at the top 3 cards. Okay, so you have to. Dragon Lord's Prerogative, not you. Probably going to say no to that.
Bioblight's at least castable, so that's fine.
And reorganize the mana here, will Griffin. Now here's Slumgar. Hexproof pretty important here too. Pass that turn back. Dolan will draw. He does have land number 7.
Is that a Knuckleblade?
I think
Knuckleblade might punk him out here.
Oh my gosh.
Because you can't stroke that. And
Oh
that's
my
haste.
gosh. And he can't. I don't think he has the mana.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think he has the mana to cast Bioblade either.
He's got Swamp and
Temple.
unbelievable.
That's a pretty unreal game to lose. Oh my goodness. Brian Dolan gonna win game number
What
1 here.
On earth.
Over Griffin.
Because
Wow.
Griffin in that spot has to choose between leaving up Bioblight or Disdainful Stroke.
Yep.
Because he doesn't have any blue-black dual lands in play.
Yep.
So if he leaves up one, he can't leave up the other. Disdainful Stroke covers against almost everything.
Praetor's Claw, Stormbreath Dragon.
Yeah, all the cards you can imagine.
Yep.
But Savage Knuckleblade, much maligned Savage Knuckleblade, the perfect card in that spot, able to generate exactly lethal.